Welcome to GameVault HQ. In today's episode, we're diving into a beloved classic from the genre, Wild Arms. Released in 1996 by Media Vision for the PlayStation, Wild Arms stands out for its unique blend of Western and fantasy themes, engaging characters, and innovative gameplay mechanics. Wild Arms is an RPG that was released during a time when the genre was experiencing a surge in popularity. This game, with its unique combination of the Wild West and traditional fantasy elements, managed to carve out a niche for itself despite the heavy competition from titles like Final Fantasy VII. The game's story, characters, and gameplay mechanics have left a lasting impression on the gaming community, and today we'll explore why this game remains significant nearly 3 decades after its release. Wild Arms is set in the world of Filgaia, a place that combines elements of the American Old West with traditional fantasy settings. The story begins with 3 main characters: Rudy Roughnight, a young boy with a mysterious past; Cecilia Lynn Adlehyde, a princess with magical abilities; and Jack Van Burace, a treasure hunter with a troubled history. These characters come together to fight against the Metal Demons, an ancient race seeking to conquer Filgaia. The narrative is rich and multifaceted, starting with Rudy's expulsion from his village due to his forbidden arm weapon. This weapon is a relic of an ancient civilization and is feared by the people. Rudy's journey is one of self-discovery and redemption. Cecilia, on the other hand, is a princess who can communicate with the Guardians, elemental beings that protect Filgaia. Her story is intertwined with her struggle to balance her royal duties with her desire for adventure and self-fulfillment. Jack, driven by his quest for ultimate power, provides the muscle and the moral conflict within the group. The overarching plot revolves around the resurgence of the Metal Demons, who were sealed away by the ancient heroes of Filgaia. These demons aim to resurrect their leader, Mother, and bring about a new age of darkness. The protagonists must gather the scattered pieces of Mother's heart to prevent her revival, embarking on a journey that takes them across deserts, ruins, and other locales filled with puzzles and enemies. Rudy Roughnight is a silent protagonist whose past is shrouded in mystery. He wields arms, powerful ancient weapons that make him both feared and ostracized. Despite his stoic nature, Rudy's actions reveal his deep compassion and determination. His journey is one of acceptance and understanding, both of his abilities and his place in the world. Cecilia Lynn Adlehyde is a princess with the ability to communicate with guardians, mystical entities that protect Filgaia. Her character arc is centered on her struggle between her duties as a princess and her desire for independence. Through her interactions with the Guardians and her companions, Cecilia grows from a sheltered royal into a powerful and confident leader. Jack Van Burace is a treasure hunter haunted by his past. Accompanied by his talking mouse companion, Hanpan, Jack's quest for ultimate power is driven by personal loss and a desire for redemption. His character adds a layer of complexity to the story, as his motivations and actions often conflict with those of his companions. The interplay between these characters creates a dynamic narrative that keeps players engaged. Each character brings a unique perspective and set of abilities to the group, making their interactions and development central to the game's appeal. One of the standout features of Wild Arms is its blend of traditional RPG elements with innovative gameplay mechanics. The game utilizes a turn-based combat system, but it is the puzzle-solving aspects that truly set it apart. Each character has a set of tools that can be used to solve puzzles and navigate the environment. Rudy can use bombs to destroy obstacles, Cecilia can use her magic to manipulate objects, and Jack can use Hanpan to reach distant switches. These tools are essential for progressing through the game's dungeons, which are filled with intricate puzzles that require players to think creatively. While exploration is done in a 2D environment, combat shifts to a fully 3D setting. This transition was innovative for its time, providing a more immersive experience. The combat system is turn-based, with each character having unique abilities and weapons that can be upgraded throughout the game. The use of arms adds a strategic element to battles, as managing ammunition and weapon upgrades becomes crucial for success. Wild Arms also features various mini-games and side quests that add depth to the gameplay. These activities provide valuable rewards and offer a break from the main storyline, allowing players to explore the world of Filgaia at their own pace. The music of Wild Arms, composed by Michiko Naruke, is one of the game's most memorable aspects. The soundtrack blends traditional RPG music with Western-inspired themes, creating a unique auditory experience that complements the game's setting. Tracks like Into the Wilderness have become iconic, embodying the spirit of adventure and the vastness of Filgaia's landscapes. Naruke's compositions use a variety of instruments, including harmonicas and guitars, to evoke the feeling of the Wild West. This musical style, combined with the game's visual and narrative elements, helps to create a cohesive and immersive world. The soundtrack is often cited as one of the best in RPG history, with many tracks remaining popular among fans and being covered by various artists over the years. Wild Arms employs a mix of 2D and 3D graphics, which was relatively common for RPGs of its time. The character sprites and environments are rendered in 2D during exploration, while battles take place in a 3D environment. This duality allows for detailed character expressions and interactions in the overworld, while providing dynamic and cinematic combat sequences. The art direction of Wild Arms is heavily influenced by both Western and fantasy aesthetics. The world of Filgaia is filled with vast deserts, ancient ruins, and technologically advanced relics from a bygone era. This blend of styles creates a unique visual identity that sets Wild Arms apart from other RPGs of its time. The character designs, led by Yoshihiko Ito, are distinctive and memorable, each reflecting the unique personalities and backgrounds of the protagonists. Upon its release, Wild Arms received positive reviews from critics and players alike. It was praised for its engaging story, innovative gameplay mechanics, and memorable music. The game's combination of Western and fantasy themes was seen as a refreshing departure from the more traditional settings of other RPGs. Wild Arms was one of the first RPGs to be released on the PlayStation, preceding the highly anticipated Final Fantasy VII. Despite the stiff competition, it managed to establish a strong following and has since become a cult classic. The game's success led to the development of several sequels and spin-offs, expanding the world of Filgaia and introducing new characters and stories. The impact of Wild Arms extends beyond its own series. Its emphasis on puzzle solving and character-driven narrative has influenced many subsequent RPGs. The game's innovative use of tools and environmental interaction set a precedent for future titles, demonstrating the potential for blending different gameplay elements within the RPG framework. The success of Wild Arms paved the way for a series of sequels and spin-offs, each building on the foundations laid by the original game. Wild Arms 2, released in 1999, expanded on the original game's themes and introduced a new cast of characters. It retained the series' signature blend of Western and fantasy elements while introducing new gameplay mechanics and a more complex narrative. Wild Arms 3, released in 2002, took the series back to its roots with a stronger emphasis on the Western theme. The game featured a new cel-shaded art style and refined the gameplay mechanics introduced in the previous games. Wild Arms 4 and 5 continued to evolve the gameplay and narrative. While they introduced new elements and settings, they remained true to the spirit of the original game. Wild Arms Alter Code F, released in 2003, was a remake of the original Wild Arms, featuring updated graphics, additional story content, and improved gameplay mechanics. It allowed new players to experience the classic story with modern enhancements. Wild Arms has maintained a dedicated fan base over the years. The game's unique blend of genres and memorable characters have inspired fan art, music remixes, and even fan fiction. Online communities and forums dedicated to Wild Arms continue to thrive, where fans share their experiences, theories, and creative works. The game's cultural impact can also be seen in its influence on other media. Elements of Wild Arms have appeared in anime, manga, and other video games, demonstrating its lasting legacy within the broader entertainment industry. Developing Wild Arms was not without its challenges. The team at Media.Vision faced technical limitations of the PlayStation hardware, which required innovative solutions to achieve their vision. The transition from 2D exploration to 3D combat, for example, was a significant technical achievement that pushed the boundaries of what was possible on the platform at the time. Despite these challenges, the team's dedication and creativity resulted in a game that not only met but exceeded the expectations of players and critics alike. Wild Arms was a commercial success, selling over 500,000 copies worldwide. This success validated the team's efforts and established Media Vision as a reputable developer in the RPG genre. The influence of Wild Arms can be seen in many RPGs that followed. Its blend of puzzle solving and traditional RPG combat has been emulated in various forms. Games like the Legend of Zelda series and Golden Sun have incorporated similar mechanics, demonstrating the lasting impact of Wild Arms on the genre. Moreover, the game's narrative structure, with its focus on character development and thematic depth, set a standard for storytelling in RPGs. Many games that came after Wild Arms have adopted a similar approach, prioritizing rich, character-driven stories that engage players on an emotional level. The popularity of Wild Arms led to several re-releases and remakes over the years. Wild Arms, Alter Code F was a notable remake that updated the original game's graphics and gameplay for a new generation of players. This remake retained the charm and essence of the original while adding new content and enhancements that improved the overall experience. Additionally, the original Wild Arms has been made available on various digital platforms, allowing new players to experience the classic game. These re-releases have helped to keep the legacy of Wild Arms alive, introducing it to younger audiences and ensuring that its impact continues to be felt. Wild Arms is more than just a nostalgic trip. It's a testament to innovative game design and storytelling. Its unique combination of Western aesthetics with classic RPG mechanics created a memorable experience that still resonates with gamers today. Whether you're revisiting Filgaia or exploring it for the first time, Wild Arms offers a rich, rewarding journey. The game's emphasis on character development, puzzle solving, and a compelling narrative set it apart from its contemporaries and established a legacy that continues to influence the RPG genre. As we look back on Wild Arms, we see a game that not only defined a generation of RPGs, but also pushed the boundaries of what the genre could achieve. Thank you for joining us on this retrospective of Wild Arms. Be sure to subscribe to GameVault HQ for more deep dives into classic games. Leave a comment about your favorite Wild Arms moment or suggest which game we should cover next. Until next time, happy gaming.